Hello. Good evening. I welcome all in this seminar, and we are very fortunate. Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I can.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
We are very fortunate that we have with us Sri Ajay Paralikar sir. He's having 30 years of experience. So he worked in the various MNCs. And I think we'll get enlightened with his today's session. We'll learn everything about the activity-based principle and how it will help in the practice. So I welcome you in this session, sir. So now I request CMA Sagar Manpureji, sir, please take it forward. Thank you, and I welcome you all the member in this session.
Thank you, Mahendra sir. Thank you for welcoming all the guests who have joined for the today's webinar and our distinguished speaker of this evenings. That is CMA Ajay Paralikar sir. So basically, CMA Ajay Paralikar sir is a well-known CMA in the industry, and he is a qualified person as well. He is a qualified CMA, and basically he is having total 30 plus years of work experience in the industry. He is actively involved in the activity-based costing for a manufacturing company. So he has set up a different costing methodologies in the various industries across in his 30 years of tenure. Right now, he is a partner with the A2H Associates, a firm of the cost accountants, and he is also engaged in the teaching activities since the year 2012, and they are having their own coaching classes. So basically, if we see whatever we need for the today's seminar, all the capabilities, all the distinguished qualities we have in the today's speaker, that is CMA Ajay Paralikar sir. So Ajay Paralikar sir, welcome, and now I will hand it over to you uh, for the taking us through the practical aspect of the activity based costing. So once again, welcome and thank you. So over to you, sir.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir, for getting good introduction and all. I can see so many senior people also over here. So I salute and respect to them and all my colleagues. Namaste to you. Okay, and good evening. Today we will be looking after this practical aspects of activity-based costing. This activity-based costing. Hello. So actually, in our notes and in our career and academic studies, we already have come to know about activity-based costing. What activity-based costing is? Theoretically, everything we know that there are cost drivers, there are cost is identified with activity and all and all. Okay, and so but while implementing it and while particularly while for practicing CMS, how to sell this product, and even if in the CMS who are in employment, they really need to convince the management the benefits of this activity-based costing and this system and the approach about this. And so what we are facing is that theoretically we have solved the problems, we have got good numbers out of it, and which have helped us to get aggregate numbers. And so this is very good system that which is helping the CMS. But in reality, when we go to the management and try to sell this system and try to sell the concept of this activity-based costing system, we may find it little bit difficult, or some problems may come. We may come across some problems or challenges, and then we'll have to really make it workable. And so that is what today's session is. Okay, so let us go through the meaning of this activity-based costing. When I tried to look into Wikipedia, I found our institute's name, that the Institute of Cost Accountants of India says ABC Systems calculates the cost of individual activities and assign cost to the cost objects, such as products and services, on the basis of activities undertaken to produce each product or services. It accurately identifies sources of profit and loss. This is the definition that our institute. This is the definition, or this is the view that our institute has expressed officially about activity-based costing. And so it clearly says, and we can recall that what activity-based costing system is. That is what I will not spend very much time on this, because all are the CMA, and that we know what activity-based costing system is. Okay, so individual activities and assign cost of individual activities. So we have to identify the cost of activities. Before we need to, we will go for identifying cost of activities. We will have to identify the activities first, and so then only we can assign some cost to it, and cost allocation and all that can be done with the help of this identified activities. Okay, so there are two aspects of this for the activity based costing. Is one is the activity, and another is the cost associated to the activities. And of course, the benefit that we will be fetching from the from each of the activities. The benefit is usually a value. So introduction and history of ABC, that I will go through a little bit about this. That ABC is means to look at the cost with different angle. The angle is little bit different than the traditional costing system that I will explain in next few slides. This ABC concept was decoded by Dr. Robin Cooper and Robert Kaplan in late 90s. They wrote a huge book.
Ajay sir,
Mm, Okay, so this is the definition that is available for reading now, and you can see the definition, all of you. Meaning of ABC. Just I'm asking you just to know whether the progressive slides are being seen over.
Yes, we can see it, sir.
Okay, fine. So the definition I have explained, that it is a matter of pride to us that our Institute of Cost and Works Accountants of India has contributed to the world by defining this activity-based costing. So while introducing ABC is to look at the cost with different angle. I have changed the slide. You can see this now.
no sir, actually we are not able to see the change slide.
Is it taking little more time, or how it is? I mean, it cannot be seen at all.
So the current
Just to-
slide is meaning of IBC.
Current slide is introduction and history of ABC. Fine. So introduction and history of ABC. ABC is to look at cost in different angle. So what is the different angle? All those things. See, generally our traditional cost system is traditional, or generally what we are using even today. We cannot call it as traditional because still it is in use. And whatever the system is that we are using right nowadays is the absorption costing system, or we do allocate the cost in with some different perspective, right? But ABC is to look at the cost with different angle. They are looking at this in different way. Fine. So ABC concept was decoded by Dr. Robin Cooper and Robert Kaplan in late 90s, and they not only introduced, but they contributed a lot by writing so many books. Actually, Robert Kaplan and Robin Cooper, So I will just have two, three major contributions from Robin Cooper actually. Professor is a professor. Robin Cooper is a professor, and he has written so many books.
Hello.
And
Yes, sir.
hello, hello.
Yes, sir. बोलिए.
हाँ, हाँ. So he has written so many books for management, and then activity-based costing is his major contribution. And one more major contribution that is from him is lean manufacturing. You must have come across lean manufacturing system, and so that is the so many books he has written for on these two subjects. This Robert Kaplan is is a professor in Massachusetts University, that is business accounting. Then he has contributed a lot about performance management, and his major contribution is a balanced scorecard, which is very helpful to the management. And he himself and Robin Cooper has contributed to the to ABC concept. ABC concept is more logical concept to establish cause and effect relationship. Effect, what is the effect and what is the cause, that is more established because it is directly linked to the activities. Allocation of cost is done for the activities. Activities are identified, and then then the cost is found out of the activities, and through activities those are cost are loaded on the cost object like product or services. Management accounting becomes better because of ABC. Actually, all these things are all we are these are known to us being a professional cost accountants, and so I'm not spending much more time on this. I will spend time more on some other slides. Okay, so the next slide is traditional costing and ABC, a comparison. Hello, you can see the slide now.
Yes.
sir. Yes.
Fine, fine. So traditional costing and ABC, I have just tried to make a two, three small components or major components to list. The list is small. The components majority is the major differences are allocation of common cost. In trading traditional costing, I am calling it as traditional costing, but the word is wrong actually, because it is not traditional. Right now, the costing system, it is in use in everywhere, because that is simple to understand. Activity based costing is little bit complex system, but more useful. So traditional costing, I can say that present costing system. That is the better word actually. Okay. So basis of allocation of common cost is the resources consumed by the facility. Okay, that is the traditional costing basis. And here activity based costing, basis of allocation of common cost is activities those are performed. Okay, so activities are do carry the cost. That is the principle of this. Fixed cost and variable cost, and those are distributed based on time or volume. And here fixed and variable costs are allocated or based on activities. Then absorption costing. Absorption in our present costing system, we have absorb the cost. What do really we do over here? That we collect all the cost from our trial balance or from our budget. Then we arrive at some machine hour rate. How many machine hour or labor hour rate, whatever it is. Okay, then we arrive at the machine hour rate or labor hour rate. If the production process is machine oriented, then we go for machine hour rate. If the production process is labor oriented, then we go for labor hour rate. Okay, and so with this rate, this rate per hour rate is applied on the pure cycle time or cycle time or some other basis, but the time and volume is the basis for current costing system. But in activity-based costing system, activities will be the base for allocation of cost. That is the major difference between traditional or current costing system and activity-based costing system. Basic concepts. Basic concept is that activities needs and consumes resources. See what happens that we anything that we are manufacturing or we are giving any service or we are making something which is sellable, that needs activities to perform. So if we want to sell something, we have to buy raw material, we have to process it, and then output is produced. Okay, so input and process and output. These are the three major ingredients of any costing system. So inputs, processes, and output. So process means what? Process means process is a series of activities that are performed on any object to convert that particular object into some sellable commodity or sellable service. Okay, so we buy something, we hire some employees, then we employ them then we train them for giving particular service, and then when they are trained, they give the service to the customers, and then the revenue is generated. Similarly, in production process, we buy raw material, we perform some activities on that raw material by using so many resources, and then the sellable or usable output is produced out of that. So these processes which we perform on any object, these processes do have a cost. Minimum the processes, minimum is the cost. Okay, so processes, this determines the cost. The processes are, some processes are simple, some processes are complicated, and some processes which are really the customer do not pay for. So the final basic concept of this is, if there is no activity, there will be no cost. Okay. I will share some funny experience from on this platform, that one of the companies wanted to have cost reduction, and as a program of cost reduction, they were removing some employees from their company. Okay, so the first target was the employees who are doing very less work, they will be removed. They are getting more salary and they are not working, they are not performing, they will be removed. Okay, but the funny thing is that I suggested them that they should remove the people who are working more, because if there are more activities, the cost will be more. Okay, so it is not the case actually, but no activity, no cost will be there. Features, how this activity based costing animal looks like. Okay, so it has a cost collection. So cost collection, as traditionally we are collecting this from trial balance or budget or books of accounts, or which are really authentic figures that we are getting from the books of accounts, that is cost collection. Cost collection, we are getting this. Then we identify the cost. We identify the cost drivers. Cost drivers are there. That is aspects of driving cost, e.g., number of vouchers, etc. See, sometimes what happens, that actually the cost which is identifying to the activities, that there is, we need to find out exactly the cost cause and effect relationship between these cost drivers and activity based and the activities which are performed. Then root cause, why cost. And many a times we have to go for why analysis, that why this particular cost is incurred. sometimes what happens that cost is incurred because of some complex system. See, when I went to some organization, I had to pay some money for getting some certificate, etc. So what did I find? There was a cashier who was receiving money. Fine. Okay, so I gave him some money, whatever the tender, and I paid him cash for something. Then he received the cash, put it into drawer. I said that please give me the receipt of it. Then he said you will get the receipt on the next counter. So what do I find over? What did I find over there? That there was one person who was receiving the cash, and there was some other person who was printing the receipt and tendering it to the customers or the people who are in the queue. Okay, so it is really a system. This is system generated over cost, right? So the cashier who is receiving money, he himself can print the receipt and give it to the customer or the payer, the person who is standing on the window. Okay, but still there are two people over there. One person is receiving the cash and the other is giving a receipt to the customer. Okay, so this is a system flaw, and because of system there is a the cost is higher over here. Okay, so why cost is the system generated cost. Okay, so this generated cost and these activities can be improved, and so improvement is there. For improvement also, you need to have some cost, of course, but the system when the root cause why is analyzed uh, and why is analyzed, then you really know that why the cost is there. Sometimes customer demands you some different things, and so the cost increases. The customer specification gets changed, especially in construction contract. We find it. Construction industry, we find it. If a MSME builder contractor, building contractor, construction contractor is there, he finds that if he is building a bungalow, then today the customer will say the flooring should be of red color. Tomorrow the customer says that the flooring should be of green color and white color and all. Okay, so if these specifications are changed by customer demand, then the cost is increased. Okay, so the activities we need to perform because of the customer demand, and the customer demands, of course, that we have to respect, and that will incur the cost. Just give me 1 minute. A lot of noise is coming over from here. Yes. I'm sorry. Uh, you can see the slide, right? Hello.
No, sir, we are not able to see.
So I'm on features of activity-based costing. Sometimes customer demands us different things, and again we have to incur the cost. Particularly for this is for MSME or some other things. MSME is not in the position to drive the customer. They are in the position they have to follow the customer. And so when the customer demands something else, then there is a cost attached to it. One of my see the customer, uh, if the customer wants the material in just in time, providing just-in-time material to the customer is really having a very good amount of cost, because the activities are there, activities for fulfilling this just-in-time demand that the supplier needs to have run after so many things. See, if the just-in-time cost is there, what are the costs associated with for just-in-time? Let us visualize that you need to have a go down nearby customer's place, so that you immediately can provide them the material. Then you have to, of course, the infrastructural costs are associated with that. Then your transport cost is increased. Then your green flow cost. Sometimes the customer is demanding you the material as a green flow. Green flow means what? The customer will not check your material for quality purpose. They directly will get it on the production line. Okay, fine. But still, for to fulfilling this green flow, to fulfilling this just in time, that is on customers demand, that a supplier need to have to incur so much of the cost. Just in time, what it really reflects in? See, for example, one of the automobile customer, this automobile manufacturer demanded just in time material. To provide them a just-in-time material, the factory is somewhere else. Say, for example, the factory is in, supplier's factory is in Bangalore, and the customer's factory is in Delhi. So to provide them the material just in time, the supplier has to uh, prepare or make a warehouse in Delhi, and so he can fulfill this customer's demand for just in times. So what happened, that in Delhi itself, the warehouse facility, supplier has to prepare, maintain, and again inventory, all the inventory which earlier was uh, was maintained by the automobile manufacturer. Now this inventory is maintained by the supplier, and so the cost because of this just in time, the cost is just shifted from the end customer or automobile manufacturer to the component customer. The cost really did not improve over there. That is why the customer demand is the main driver or root cause of of the root cause of the cost incurring. And so this activity based costing can address such type of cost, and these root causes can be improved or can be charged to the customer back for this incremental cost. So identifying this incremental cost and charging back this to the customer is very important to maintain our profits. Okay. Shall we go to the next slide? So best applicability, where these are this activity based costing is best applicable. Applicable is actually the cost or the this the industry type where the activities are more crucial, like transportation, tourism, hotels, software, service industry. The raw material cost is very small, and the activities or direct work cost is very high. Then projects industries, construction and software development, like this is like project industries where the activity based costing helps you, because you need to identify exactly what kind of activities that need to be done in the project. And then if you have activity based costing system, your quotations and your profitability and all this can be very much easily calculated by applying this activity based costing system. Job type industry, publication, accounting, advertising. See, for example, in publication, there are different kinds of activities are performed on different type of jobs. Publication, if you are in the publication of book, the cost is different, and if you are in the publication of magazine, the cost is different. And so the activities are different. The activities are different, and so because the activities are different, the costs are different. And so this activity based costing system, if applied to these kind of industries, then it will be more beneficial for the organization to identify the cost and to maintain its profitability by charging differently to the different customers for different activities that the customer is demanding from you. That is the best. That is where manufacturing and process industry is also can also be covered by activity based costing system to some extent. Definitely, it will be uh, definitely it contributes a lot for recognition of the cost and charging it to the respective customers or respective cost objects. Then this activity ABC steps, how to implement, how to go about it is very much important aspect of this. That activity based costing system is very much good and this and that and all, but how to go about it? So firstly, we need to identify the departments. Departments in the organization needs to be identified because the activities are done in the departments only. The activities can be crystallized or bifurcated or recognized at in different ways if the departments in the organization are really known. If the organization is having departments, and we can identify the departments. We can go through the organization chart. With the organization chart is organization chart is the basis of all this activities costing activities from bird's eye view. The activity based costing system cost accountant should spend maximum time on this because this activity based management also comes from this departmentalization and identifying the activities which are uh, being done in every department and every sub departments. See, even if one we know, even if one department is there, there are sub departments. If say for example, if there is a purchase department, procurement department and supply chain department are different, and then the negotiating department, then purchase or the people who are drawing the purchase order, the people who are negotiating with the supplier, the people who are in the process of uh, identifying new suppliers. Those all these three different activities are done by different people, and so within purchase departments we can say that there are three sub departments or more than three sub departments, and these sub departments are there where really the activities are performed. Okay, here generally we find that this particular aspect has a lot of resistance from the people. Okay, see what happened first time. First time I tried to attempted to implement this activity-based costing system in 1999. 1999, yes, 1999, and it was a small town. And so when I started interviewing the people, that what activities do you do? What do you do for the whole day? What kind of activities are happening in your department? Such questions to the people uh, maybe because the activity based costing system was not that matured, or the was something new to them. Thus people were scared that why I am asking these questions to them, and they were scared about if because of my analysis and all, they might have to lose their own jobs. And so they were not cooperating the way I wanted to him to get, gain their confidence, to get cooperation from them, and then to organize it, then to crystallize the activities what are being done in every department and in that organization. That was a big challenge for me in 1998. See, just we saw that Cooper and Kaplan, they wrote the books of activity costing in late 90s. That means 90, 18, 88, 89, 90, in that period. Okay. And so the world started using this activity based costing in 1991 or something. And I was doing this in 98, 99. So just 7, 8 years, 10 years were passed from the beginning of this activity based costing system activity. And so what happened over there, the people were new for this particular concept, and I had to sell this concept. So I thought because of this the people might be having a little bit mm, resistance, or some worries about there, that what I'm analyzing is analyzing their work, and I will try to remove some of them from the organization and improve the improve cost of the organization. But it was not the case. But because of that immature approach about activity based costing system, I faced these many problems. I thought that is because of immaturity. Okay, but the similar activity, that activity-based management, the I did the assignment in 2022. In 2022 also, I faced the same problems. The people are reluctant to share exactly what they are doing for the whole day to you, for but and they look at you suspiciously that why you are auditing or analyzing what I am doing for the whole day. And if I found that if I'm not working for the whole day, working for the whole day, I will lose my job. That is the first and major resistance from the people. And so this is very uh, carefully we need to go for this particular aspect of active of this step. Okay, so this step is very important. Why this step is important for the activity based management also? Because say many a times we may find over here that a similar activity is happening in different departments, and so there are some duplications in the activities. Some activity, same activities is being done. See, for example, stock ledger purchase department is also maintaining because they want to buy the stock, and stores is also maintaining the same thing. Okay, so you may find there are some duplicate activities. Then you have to when you are really bird's eye view, if you look at the activities which are performed in the organization from the bird's eye view, you really will feel a flow of activities, that how my company is performing and how I am delivering the goods to the customer right from the beginning of right from beginning to the end of the product. I really need to jot down what is exactly happening on the uh, raw material when it is converted to the finished goods or semi-finished goods or whatever. Okay, so these particular things that we need to really jot down. It is a little bit difficult for those who are in supporting department activities. See, for example, maintenance department may say, we do not have any activity unless some machine is breakdown, because we are for a particular thing we are in a we are in breakdown maintenance system. And so so till the time the machine is not broken, or machine is not stopped, we do not have any activity, but still we have to be present there, because we have to run immediately on that. Okay, so this kind of this particularly some things are there which you really cannot crystallize and have a real connection between these two activities, between within the activities. That is why you need to have a bird's eye view on the activities which are performed on operational level in the organization. Then sub departments, there we need to list down the activities. Then cost drivers, root cause of the cost, that just we to 5 minutes back we discussed about this. What are the cost drivers and root cause of the cost? Many a times it may so happen that really theoretically we learned that root cause of the cost. Say for example, stores department, we said that voucher number of GRS, number of GRS is the root cause of the cost. But it may not be, it may not be so if you have to go and see what are the activities are really performed for making GRN. See, for example, for making GRN, sub activities in this making GRN, maybe get the material downloaded from the vehicle, then weigh the material on the weigh bridge, then put it aside, and then check the material what is received, and then the storekeeper will make and or prepare GRN of it. Okay, so number of GRNs will definitely increase it, but really speaking, some GRNs may be having more material, some GRNs may be having very less material, and so in number of GRNs may not be the right cost driver for allocation of the cost. Okay, so maybe number of cases received or number of quantity of material received may be the cost driver for this. But really speaking, you need to go there, see, observe, and watch what is happening, and because and then you can say which is the cost driver. So to identify organization as a whole, departmentalization in this, and by going down up to root cause of the cost is a challenging challenging thing for us, that and that is the backbone of our activity based costing, that exactly what is happening and what is actually happening. So listing, crystallizing, and making the robust list of activities which are being performed is very much required for the future costing system and future benefits of getting future benefits of from the activity based costing system. Uh, so this particular step from how to implement is identifying cost, identifying locations of the activities, then that is departments, sub departments, identifying actual activities, and identifying the root cause is the, I will say that this is the heart of the activity based costing system. And any cost accountant who wants to implement activity based costing should spend maximum time on this particular activities to crystallize, to list, and really visiting time and again, because sometimes these the people they do not know how why you are asking them the questions, how you are, why you are observing and all. Okay, they may divert you from the objective. The next step is to have really speaking the way we do code the material. We have material codes, right? Okay, so the way we can have material codes, we really have to codification of these activities if the working system or environment is that demands, and that is the when if that is very much complex. Okay, so if the process is complex, then we really need to codify that this particular activity, and then listing down the activities and naming them, putting a nomenclature to them, and really taking out what is happening is a challenging cost, and we have to spend a lot of time when we at the time of when we are doing this for the first time. So for the whenever we are doing it again and again, that will really improve the situation, and then the activities will be uh, crystallized, and that will be some useful data we can get from here. Then department wise expenses budget. Okay, then this will help us for exactly to identify. See, once the activities are identified and crystallized and listed, and then then we need to have uh, connect connect those activities with facts and figures about in terms of cost and rupees. So department wise expense budget, or the last trial balance, or or some other um, they may be having forecast for the expenses. So such kind of financial statements that which are realistic, that we need to take it from them. Then we crystallize this expense budget department wise. Then we attempt to go for sub-department wise budget, that maybe salary can be identified sub-department wise, or if the people are dedicated to that particular salary, to that particular activity, and then sub-department wise budget that can be prepared. Within department, we can find some common cost, and so we need to have some logical base to allocate those common costs, then identify cost of that particular activity. So this exercise is also very important, which is having converting this five activities that we discussed in earlier slide. Is converting those activities into financial terms, into rupee paise. That is very important, and so we really come to know which are the activities those are costly, and which are the activities those are having less cost, and of course the benefit of the or benefit of the activity, that also need to be recognized, identified, and listed, and so really we can have cost benefit analysis of this of the activities which are performed in the organization. ABC and value analysis and cost improvement. This when Dr. Cooper Dr. Cooper has a very good book on this value analysis and relation between activity-based costing and value analysis and cost improvement. And cost carrying activities and its cost. So far we have identified the activities some activities may not be having, may not be carrying cost, or some activities are there, not a carrying cost means not variable cost. Maybe some fixed salary is given to some person and is performing in so many areas, and so really this particular activity is not carrying the cost, but a set of activities is carrying the cost. Okay, so cost carrying activities. So whenever we will be crystallizing and listing out the activities and associating cost to the activities, that cost we will really identify cost carrying activity, which are the cost carrying activities and which are the activities which do not carry any cost or are having some benefit. Value adding and non-value adding activities. Some activities we can find that those are really do add value, and those really do not add any value. See what is value? So what is value is that the particular thing for which customer is really ready to pay. That is the only value adding activity, and the customer who is the activity for which the customer is not ready to pay extra money is a non-value adding activities. See, for example, there was a one transportation company, and they used to give meal on their bus. When they were traveling, they were giving meal on the bus. Okay, but the travel was just for 1 or 2 hours, and in that 1 or 2 hours, the people are really not hungry, and so even if they are providing meal on the bus, what happened? That the people were did not value for that. People were not ready to pay extra money for getting that meal. Okay, actually, we can say we could know from this from airlines service also. One of the airlines earlier was giving meal from for travel to Pune, for travel from Pune to Bangalore, and that giving meal on the flight was very much costly affair for them. So for getting the meal from canteen, then who is veg, who is non-veg, who likes what, and who so they are different menu, and really serving those the air hostesses were roaming around the cabin and serving it to the people who are sitting over there, sitting in the, and the flight duration was roughly 1 hour 20 minutes. And so really speaking, in that 1 hour 20 minutes, the people were not that hungry. And this airline was charging to the customers roughly 800 to 1200 rupees extra than that of other airlines. Okay, so competitively, this particular cost was increased, which was included in the air ticket, and giving free meal means which is included cost included in the in the air ticket was really non-value adding activities, because the customer was not, they were not uh, I mean, they were not impressed with this particular meal. Having meal in the air is not a very much attractive scheme, and paying 800 to 1200 rupees for a meal, that the customers were not comfortable for those. But on the other hand, some other airlines, they provide some dry snacks and fruits like peanuts and uh, Chuda and all such like things, and they charge separately for that. And this way, the flying rates were flight rates were very low. See, these non-value adding activities we really need to find out, and we really need to be competitive in the market for by reducing these non-value adding activities. So value adding activities and non-value adding activities really we need to check. See, one more example, that we can say that really the customer is not willing to pay, but if he gets it, he is happy about it. Okay, so if he is getting it for the free in the then he is happy, but really he will not pay for that particular service more than others. Okay, so that is non-value adding activity. So value adding and non-value adding activities can be identified by analyzing and crystallizing activities and associating cost about that, and that is cost to the activity. And this value analysis can be done better by way of activity based costing. Possibility to eliminate or improve activities for cost improvement. Okay, so this non-value adding activities or less value adding activities, we really have to think about it, that whether first we must think about whether we can eliminate those activities at all. Okay, so really this activity is not paying any value. So maybe you may find that few days back, if you go to buy an apple, there was a sticker which was pasted on that apple, and really that pasting that sticker on the apple and all really did not value much to the customer, because the customer was comfortable to eating that sticker. So can you eliminate this putting a sticker on the apple? Can you really eliminate this activity, or can you improve activities for cost improvement? That you really need to think on that. That if improving activities. Earlier, I remember that in 1990s, cold drinks were supplied all over in Pune. And one company, Pune Bottling, was the company who was doing this cold drink distribution to the to all over Pune. There the glass bottles were there for Thumbs Up, Kappa Cola, Gold Spot. Such cold drinks were there in those days, and the glass bottles were there. So the system was the truck used to start from Khadki, then it used to move around Pune for with filled up bottles by the cold drinks. Then the truck moved from one shop to another by just for replacing the filled up bottles and collecting empty bottles from the shop. Then again those empty bottles used to go to Pune bottling factory. Then those bottles were cleaned, and then again some fresh cold drink is filled up in that, packed, and the next day the truck again used to go to every shop, cold drink shop, for distribution. It was really a really so many non-value adding activities were involved. This activity, particular activity, was improved by introducing PET bottles. Nowadays, what is happening? A truck need not to collect the empty bottles and then again clean those empty bottles, sterilize those empty bottles, and then again filling those empty bottles. All these activities are really eliminated or improvised by introducing of PET bottles. So this particular kind of things, that can we improvise the activities, or can we eliminate those activities, that really we need to think about when we are talking about value analysis and cost improvement. Really speaking, that is not adding much value, but ultimately now the benefits of this PET bottles is the customer can carry the bottle. Okay, from the end consumer, he can just pick up the bottle from the shop and go anywhere and throw the bottle wherever he wants. Okay, so these are these kind of things, really value analysis. Then outsourcing. By outsourcing, we can have cost improvement. Okay, so see what is happening that delivering a particular thing, different um, business organization is having different cost structure because of its own infrastructure, because of its own some particularly some cost advantages to him, or some any other things. Okay, so we see here we can say, for example, if I can outsource something, see I came across through a through the electronic industry. In that electronic industry, the industry was making PCBs at their own. Okay, so they had to run entire PCB infrastructure for that, and lot of problems because they were not uh, expert in making PCBs. They had to struggle a lot. Okay, but on finding this lacuna of themselves, they outsourced this PCB making PCB activity to some other company. The other company was having good infrastructure, excellent machinery, sophisticated machinery, and good resources for making the PCB and accurate, more accurate and all. Okay, so they got better quality product. They got some. They got the product at very cheaper rate than that of their own cost. So this particularly this is a strength of some other company which really you can think of and outsource some of your activities to them, and you can improve not only the cost but you can get this this material of good quality. They are expertise, they have expertise of doing something. And so really speaking, outsourcing sometimes really will help you. Not every time, of course, situation to situation, this will change. So outsourcing is a is a tool for cost improvement that we can see. By value analysis, what did we do over there? There is a standardization. One component is having multiple products. See, if we find, say, for example, Maruti car tires for different models, they have same tires. For different small car segment, or they have same steering wheel. They have the back glass is same in all these cars. And so because of this standardization, and one component which can be used in multiple products is very important, because that will what happen, that that helps you to reduce inventory. Then you have more flexibility, that if your particular finished product is not running well in some period, then other item can be sold. And so many advantages are there, that which are there for standardization. Okay, so one component is having can be used in multiple products. That kind of activities, that is outcome of activity based costing and value analysis. Okay, so change production and service method. So production method and service method can be changed for cost improvement. So you really need to think about that, how the change production or service method can help you. See, for example, I saw one sugar industry, and this sugar industry, the sugarcane juice was boiled. When it was boiled, there was a steam produced. Then the steam was used used on turbines. Then the electricity was generated, and again that electricity was used for for the machinery and manufacturing. Okay, so this change in production and service method. And then again that steam produced water, and this water also they used to sell in their own town. And so this kind of thing, production method is changed, service method is changed. There is definitely a cost improvement. You can list down the activities again and again. I am coming to the listing down the activities, and so you can list down the activities. You can think about improvement, and you can get either cost credits or improved cost, or you can deliver the things in lesser cost. Then service methods and production methods can be improved by way of by using activity-based costing. Avoid or improvise wastages. Wastages can be avoided with the help of our activity-based costing system, because the activities which are generating waste, which are can be avoided or can be improvised. Wastages identification of wastage becomes easy. The cost is associated with the identification of wastages, and so you really know where to work on priorities. You can decide priorities by assigning cost to the activities, and which activity needs to be improved, and all those can be done by activity-based costing system. So this is really a helpful tool, but this is a little bit complicated, and sometimes we find it very difficult to convince the management that really the cost is lying over here. But if really we implement this, helps us. Activity based costing system, if we really use it, we can use for cost control as well. I know. So how to control the cost? Generally, we do control cost through budget, then through standard cost, and by comparing and monitoring of those monitoring those costs. That is the basic things that we do in cost control cost control activities. So here here, when we go for the activity-based costing system entirely, we go for activity-based budget also, and budget versus actual cost with the with which is activity-based is definitely will be helpful to the particular department head as well as to the top management of the company for getting budget versus actual cost of a particular activity, and really they can pinpoint where the cost is going extra or where the improvement is needed. Standard cost of the activity can be found out as if we are doing it for we doing it for standard cost of material, standard cost of labor, and standard costing system, entire standard costing system. If the standard costing system will be can be based on the activity, and so the activity based standard cost will be definitely a perfect panacea for cost reduction, cost control, and really cost benefit analysis, value analysis, or everything. So standard cost and activity is standard cost of activity. Find out standard cost of activity. Find out actual cost of activity. Monitor and control the activities. So activity-based costing system will give you better cost control opportunities also, and that will help you for betterment. Activity-based costing and MSAB. See, the activities itself, for the activities-based costing that we saw just up to last roughly 1 hour, 1 hour's time. And so what happens over here, that really finding out these activities, make a budget, crystallize, then so many activities, give code numbers to the activities, find out the activity drivers, all these things, doing all these doing all these things are really may be find very costly for the MSME. So MSME really may not be able to afford to appoint such a professional person to get this job done, and that will be very costly. The basic feature of this MSME is what? That I am talking about very small industries, not maybe around 20, 30 crores company, not very small, but at least a 20, 30 crores company. What is happening over there? The proprietors are having, or the owner or managing director or the top management is having direct control over all the activities. He knows everything what is happening in his business premises and in his business entity, because every person is consulting him for any exception. Okay, so managing by exception, having departments, having reports, and all these things, those really are not needed for the MSME. And so this particular activity-based costing system as such is really, the question comes in mind, that is this activity-based costing system is not useful to MSME or what? But it is not the case. Activity-based costing system, if it is very costly, then it is not useful to the MSME. It is not the reality. Okay, so we need to for systematic approach for great accuracy. No need. Okay, so for MSME, maybe so great accuracy. What we talked about is going for cost drivers and all. We will having great accuracy about our activity-based cost. But for MSME, the proprietor is having direct control or all over all operations. He need not to go for the great accuracy. A little bit he can compromise on the accuracy level, and still he can get benefits. He can fetch benefits from the concept of activity-based management and activity-based cost accounting. So sometimes without a systematic approach also, MSME can use these concepts and get benefits out of it. Systematic approach may found costly. Systematic approach is really not found costly, but it is really it is costly. And so at the volume of MSME, it is not really affordable to them. But still, some concepts and principles can be used to find cost at lesser accuracy level. Even if 80%, 90% accuracy level is there, so finding out cost drivers and all, that's some activities can be eliminated, and can this can serve to the um, to the management of the MSME also, because this MSME nowadays is very much, they do really very much need, they do really very much need to use these principles, because their margins are very low, their products are uh, not that known to the people. Then they have to they have lot of struggle to exist in the industry. And so MSME, if they use this particular this principles of activity based costing, they definitely will be benefited out of it. Then cost of system can we avoid or manage? Do they really need this really need this uh, costly system altogether? See, for material receiving system in a very big organization, there will be a gate entry. Then the truck will go to the store. Then storekeeper will download the truck. Then he measure it and then he store it. Then he will issue it. Then he will all these maintain the stock ledgers. Then the physical verification and all these costly systems. MSME person who the CEO of the MSME person is present in the present on the in the factory every day. He really do not need such systems to control the operations. What is the objective of the system? Objective of any system is to control the operations, and the delegation is made easy because of systems. But here delegation is also almost very little. Then accuracy level required is also very little, and because of his own presence in the every transaction of the business, he really we can avoid some of the systems, not all, but some of the systems can be avoided, or some of the systems can be used with little compromising level or lesser accuracy level. And so similarly, the activity based costing system also can be used by MSME. These principles can be used by them. This value analysis and this kind of things, this can be used by them. Really, then there lot of wastage from MSME can be avoided. When MSME can avoid the wastage, definitely their bottom line will improve. And when the bottom line is improved, then the survival of this MSME is very much sure about that. Then we can increase the probability of surviving the MSME is very much required. So many startups are there, young people are there, those are getting involved in this their own business. The government is also supporting them for startups and all this. But the main question is that how do they survive? By managing the cost. Really, there's a great challenge to them, and this great challenge they can because the activity based costing system works at micro level more than macro level. Okay, so micro level, they really need very much help from the for see, for example, giving a quotation. Giving quotation is also is a challenge to them. Okay, so giving quotation, if they really think about what in this particular order, exactly what are the activities that I need to perform, and roughly what is the cost of those activities. If that MSME people can do this activity based costing principles, and will be very much helpful to them, and they can improve their bottom line, and they can improve their possibility or probability or this survival of themselves. So really, I strongly recommend this activity based costing system approaches for the MSME.
वो 350 रुपये उठा ले जाएगा आने के।
This main challenges for the MSME are activity based quotation. Giving quotation to a customer is very much a challenge for them actually. Okay, see, for them volume itself is a cost driver. Okay, for MSME a small volume they can handle. Okay, no problem. But for a large volume, they really need some other techniques to address something else, to address this larger volumes. They may need more machinery. They may need some different machinery itself for addressing a volume. So volume itself is a cost driver for MSME. See, for example, I will just give you an example that if a person MSME is producing 100 shirts per day, he can do it by appointing some tailors and all. But he really wants to produce 1,000 1,000 or 2,000 shirts per day. Then he really will need different machinery altogether to meet the volume. And so that is why a volume for MSME, volume is a cost driver. For a high volume cannot be delivered just by multiplying resources. Resources multiply करोगे और हम लोग then you can have a volume. Then you can take the benefit of the higher business that may not happen every time. That will happen very few cases. See, I came across through a painting contractor. The painting contractor was an MSME and very small we can say that 10 crores, 15 crores turnover. He got an opportunity of painting a building. Okay, he was painting the buildings from interior and outside, from inside outside, both the buildings, right? Okay, so he got a very much he had a very good costing system. Means what, that per square foot कितना खर्चा आता है मेरे को मालूम है. Okay, but what happened over there, that so far he was painting roughly around five floor, six floor, this one buildings he was painting. And so his technique was that he was doing some putting some jula over there, and the person who is working there was used to carry on jula, and that exterior painting he used to do. But he got a contract of a very great volume, and he just multiplied this multiplied this and gave a quotation. But while performing the job and all, he noticed that this particular very great height of building, he needs a crane to paint those buildings, and the crane was hired, and this crane fare was was not considered while giving the quotation to the customer, and so he has to take it from his own profit. Roughly, these painting contractors on MSME were having roughly around maybe hardly 8 to 12% of direct cost profit. So he incurred huge losses because he had to perform it. And so if the quotation was activity based and the quotation was really, it was thinking that मेरे को अभी क्या क्या लगेगा इसमें, what I will be what the resources I will need, what how I will perform the activity, what are the sub activities, if those if he was if it was able to crystallize, then all these losses he could avoid, and he could to come out of those particular losses, he had to spend another 5 to 6 months, and he was very much uh, not comfortable with the situation. And so volume itself is a cost driver for MSME. This MSME really need very good advice from the cost accountants for making their own profit, uh, avoiding the leakages, and avoiding such kind of things. So if they go activity based management, activity based quotation, then they can really make good profit. So other qualitative benefits also are there in activity based costing system. When really you are going through the activity based costing system, you really are crystallizing the activities, and then you are making a list of it. You get automatically a very good control over the activities which are being performed in your organization. exact control you can get, and this way you are really very much benefited out of this activity based costing system. One is qualitative benefits is one more is there, that customer selection. You can go for really a good customer, or if even if MSME you feel that you are not in a position to compete with the others and you have to fight with the fight for getting good customers. Activity based costing system provides you this. You can go for customer profitability. If I can for serving this particular customer, what I need to do is XYZ, A, B, C, XYZ, PQR things, and so many activities that I need to perform to serve this customer, and for serving this customer the cost associated with these activities is this much, and this particular customer is really a profit earning customer for me, or I am just giving service to him for earning very less amount of profit, and so very less amount of profit is again uh, this is a customer selection is very important. The customer is, see, sometimes many times I heard from all the CEOs and all that customer must be satisfied. Customer to Bhagwan hai. Customer should be satisfied in all respects. Yes, 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 of course. But first you define who is a customer actually. Who is the customer? The customer is whom? Those who the person who is, or the company or the organization who is putting money into your pocket. Okay, the person or the organization who is not putting money into your pocket is not your customer at all. Okay, so if the customer is putting some money and asking some into something activities, then really he is not a customer. He is just an exploiter. So you have to have really identify whether this is he is a customer or he is your exploiter. Supplier selection. Supplier selection also becomes easy because of activity based costing system. Activity based costing, you have certain activities. Definitely you have certain infrastructure with you. You have some number of employees, those you already have employed over here, and so so a particular setup, and on this particular setup you receive some extraordinary order from some other customer, and really that order is paying you, and in that case expectations from the supplier are already framed. So if you if you choose to outsource some of the activities to some customer, to some supplier, in that case really you do know what you are expecting from the what you are expecting, at what stage the supplier should give you the material. See, for example, a supplier, you if you are engaged in making sweets, in that case you can buy milk, make something of it and then sell, or you can buy some raw khawa and then you can uh, make some sweets out of it and sell. Okay, so the extent to which you can get the supply, the expectations from the supplier are already framed, and you know the cost of it, and when you know the cost of it, you really can deal or really can manage with the supplier's decision. Okay, then employee selection. Employee selections activities are listed. You have readily available. You know what this particular, what we are expecting from this particular role, and see, you can select an employee by just by judging, just by using your judgment and judging him that whether he can perform this particular role or otherwise. And this way, employee selection this also can be done and can be helped by activity-based management or activity-based costing is a actually part of activity-based management. We can say that activity we are just associating cost to particular activity means there are activities are listed, the activities are framed, activities are managed, and this way selected employee selection is also become easy for you for with the help of this activity based management and activity based costing. Performance measurement, employees performance you can measure, you can have improved activities if the employee have improved some activity. In that case, you know the difference between the earlier activities and the next and the future activities, and changed after change, the activities after change. Then परफॉर्मेंस मैनेजमेंट विद सप्लायर्स का परफॉर्मेंस मेजर कर सकते हैं बिकॉज ऑफ दिस एक्टिविटी बेस्ड कॉस्टिंग बाय हेल्प taking help from activities based costing. Customer performance can be measured. Customer needs also to be performed for your business. Okay, it is not the case that you are there is a one way that you are performing for the customer, but the customer also should perform. Means what? That if the particular customer is asking a changes for so many times in the product which needs to be delivered to him, in that case is not a good customer for you, because the activities are increased because of number of changes in the product. In the product design is changed, sometimes product delivery schedule is changed, sometimes location where is this product is to be delivered is changed. So many changes are there. For every change the cost is different, cost is different, and for every change the cost is added. And so this customer performance is also measuring customer performance is also very much required, and this particular measuring this customers performance is easy by way of activity based costing. So what we saw is for MSME also the activity based costing, all these other qualitative benefits. Then MSME, whenever we started this talking about MSME, the rest related slides to that are related to MSME, and those are beneficial to MSME for making their business more profitable and more comfortable also. So this is all from my side. Thank you very much for listening, and thank you to the Pune Pimpri Chinchwad Akodi chapter for inviting me and giving me an opportunity to have a dialogue with all of you. And so thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Now it's time to have question and answers. I
Yes.
request all the members, please unmute yourself and ask the questions.
Good evening, sir. This is Rahul Kute, CMA Rahul Kute. You explained very well everything about ABC costing, activity-based costing. You have explained value-adding activity and non-value-adding activity. That understood. But can you explain with the example activity carrying cost? We can understand, but activity not carrying cost.
Okay. Fine. See some examples for activities which do not carry cost, right? Okay. So see, for example, maybe in a service department. Service department, we have some spare parts that are stored, and those spare parts we have purchased earlier. And so, really speaking, those spare parts are not of use, and which can be used to replace the machinery and all. Sometimes the supplier, machinery supplier, gives us lot of free spare parts to use for this for if this, in case of breakdown and all. So this particular activity is not a cost carrying activity. Those activities are given to you free, or sometimes what happens that some fixed cost is associated, and in that fixed cost itself so many activities are can be performed. For example, an accountant is having fixed salary, but the number of vouchers he is entering every day is may vary from 1000 to 1200. So the many a times what happens that number of vouchers is not a really a cost driver for that. And so this particular activity is having fixed cost, but not a cost which is variable with the cost driver. So those we can call it as a not activities which are not carrying the cost.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Good evening, sir. I'm Mr. Shetty here. I just would like to clarify that the activity-based costing can be say is a part and a part of lean accounting.
Part of lean accounting. No, lean accounting is a little different concept. Okay, so but activity-based costing system is can be helpful to the lean management of manufacturing and all. But lean accounting is a total is little bit different concept than than that of activity-based costing. If you go for lean management in accounting, then really yes, activity-based costing in accounting you can have value-adding activities in accounting, non-value adding activities in accounting, and in the process. In this process, see, one of my clients were having uh, 27 bank accounts with them. Okay, so really they need to work. So for 27 bank accounts, they had 27 signing authorities. They have 27 into two dongles for getting password. So many things got multiplied with 27 times. So in really speaking, in lean accounting, we can think about it that particular this what is the cost driver of this is a number of bank accounts, 27 reconciliation statements every month. So then transfer funds from one account to another account every time for fulfilling those. We have given checks from this account. So transfer from money from this account to this account. They had to have a different team of 2-3 people to really manage with those bank accounts only, working capital account only. Okay, so by introducing the lean concept in accounting also. Okay, so activity-based costing really will help in that lean accounting.
Thank you, sir. Hello. Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Anybody have question?
Yeah, sir. This is Rahul Babar.
Hmm.
Yeah, sir. I have just question. As we explained that budget of the department. So, if you think like finance department, HR department, the IT department, that is the admin department. So, what should be the employee cost of turnover, ideal cost of the turnover, and the what should be the portion of that finance and HR and IT?
See, all that as already I have explained. Uh, with this activity based costing system, you can determine that really what activities are involved in this in every department over here. See, for example, HR department. HR department. If the HR department is very happy about the minimum activities they are performing, payment of making statutory payments, making employees and employee salary and payroll and all. If these minimum activities are required, then really they will not need much staff. But if they are if they are busy with employee engagement, then they are busy with some other activities. They are introducing to maintain the employees with them, then the staff selection and all. All these things will be adding the uh, cost to the department. And that's what I can say over here, that in the department you need to make sub departments. जैसे हमने पूरे कंपनी में departments किए, so within the department how many sub departments we can do, and these sub departments, what are the activities are associated with those departments, and that you can find out whether here what happens, that you are crystallizing the activities, you are grouping the activities to a sub department, and you really know that the staff is burdened, overburdened, or staff is not that burdened. Okay, so in that way you can really say that how many people do I need to perform all these activities, and if I need to perform some more activities, what kind of people I really do need. That way I can say. But there is no ideal thumb rule or otherwise for this.
Yes, sir. Right, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody have question? Please ask. Hello. Anybody have question? Please ask. I think nobody have questions, sir. Shall we move to vote of thanks, sir?
Yes, sure.
Yeah. So on behalf of Pimpri Chinchwad Akodi chapter of cost accountant, I would like to request our vice chairman CMA Ajit Shinde, please give the vote of thanks. Thank you.
Hello. Greetings to everyone present here today. It is an honor to have the opportunity to express my appreciation to CMA Ajay Paralikar sir on behalf of the Pimpri Chinchwad Akodi chapter. I wanted to extend my heartfelt gratitude to you for your invaluable contribution as a speaker at our continuing uh, CPE event. Your insights and expertise in practical aspect of activity-based costing greatly enriched our event and left a lasting impact on all the participants. The knowledge and inspiration you shared were truly remarkable, and we received overwhelmingly positive feedback from the attendees. We believe that knowledge sharing and collaboration are essential for growth, and your involvement in our CPE event embodies this spirit. Once again, thank you for your time, dedication, and outstanding presentation. We look forward to the possibility of collaborating with you in the future. I would also like to express my sincere appreciation to all the participants who joined us for the CPE. Your active participation and enthusiasm played a vital role in making the event a resource-ending success. I extend my sincere thanks to office staff of Pimpri Chinchwad Akodi chapter for taking extra efforts for CPE. Thanks for connecting us. Please be connected with Pimpri Chinchwad Akodi chapter. Thank you once all of you.
Thank you.
Thank
Just
you,
to
sir.
some people are asking question on chat. Okay,
Yeah.
so if they are not answered in this question in this session, please contact me personally so that I can answer them. Okay, I can see some one question from Mr. Fayyaz. Okay, so Mr. CMA Fayyaz, you can contact me personally. I can answer your question. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, yes, thank you. Thank you.